Bienvenue. Welcome to Coffee Talk with King Francois I, where we will discover the tales, trials, and talents of Renaissance Festival performers, merchants, and die-hard attendees as we journey by way of light-hearted and even at times heartwarming conversations about the Renaissance Festival world. I am your host, Theodore Jander, aka King Francois I. Bonjour. Welcome to Coffee Talk with King Francois I. I am your host, Theodore Jander. In this episode, 2024's Festivals Installment 3, I will be highlighting the upcoming 2024 Renaissance Festivals here in the US, Canada, and overseas with their names and upcoming July dates. To keep things more updated, my plan will be to highlight upcoming festivals once a month versus the 3 months I had been doing. But before we begin our July festival excursion, here is a short coffee-related joke. What kind of coffee was served on the Titanic? Sanka. Oh, that's a very deep pun. Joke. Well, not really. Just the tip of the iceberg as far as puns go. Oh, do you ever have that sinking feeling? Well, in a lot of cases, at least it wasn't instant. Oh no, I could keep going. Anyway, so grab a cup of your favorite brew, sit back, and enjoy this episode of Coffee Talk with King Francois I and installment 3 of 2024's Festivals. As was done for the show notes of similar previous episodes, I am including the website addresses and full run dates for the mentioned festivals. Let's begin. First up, a quick rundown of the festivals previously begun and finishing in July. Having opened June 1st and running through July 21st, the Kentucky Highland Renaissance Festival draws us to Eminence, Kentucky. We journey to another long-standing fair. Located in Larkspur, Colorado, the Colorado Renaissance Festival, which opened its gates in 1976, kicked off its 2024 season on June 15th and goes through July to August 4th. The Midsummer Fantasy Renaissance Fair, located in Ansonia, Connecticut, provides a few more weekends through July 14th to travel back in time. Alrighty, we now embark on our journey to the festivals beginning in July. Our first stop is the Thornshire Renaissance Fair in Rigby, Idaho, opening July 5th and running through July 20th. I would like to point out that this event's hours are from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Fridays and from 10 a.m. until 8 p.m. on Saturdays. We head north to Thornton, Ontario, Canada, the weekend of July 6th and 7th for the inaugural Festival of the ESSA North Renaissance Fair. From Canada, we make our first of several jaunts overseas to Arundel, West Sussex, England, for the Medieval Festival weekend, July 6th and 7th. You will be transported back in time to 1474, where you will encounter a knight's foot tournament, as well as an archery contest between England, France, and Poland, all in celebration for the birth of the Earl of Arundel's first grandson. Back stateside, we head to Rock Creek, Ohio, the weekends of July 6th through August 11th, where we will enjoy the Shire of Avallach, the setting for the Great Lakes Medieval Fair and Marketplace. Making our way east the opening weekend of July 6th and 7th, we travel to the Sterling Renaissance Festival in Sterling, New York, which runs through August 18th. There we enter the village of Warwick, England, as we are transported to the year 1585. Also opening July 6th, but running weekends through September 2nd, we have the opportunity to travel back to the year 1574 and the reign of Queen Elizabeth I at the Bristol Renaissance Fair in Kenosha, Wisconsin. We return to Canada, specifically in Vegreville, Alberta, Canada, for the Medieval Fair and Artisan Market, July 12th through 14th. South we go to Pinetop Lakeside, Arizona for the one weekend only Medieval Mayhem Renaissance Fair, July 12th through 14th. The historic Nellis Dutch Village in Holland, Michigan hosts a mini festival, the Knights of the Realm at Nellis Dutch Village, July 13th and 14th. If you happen to be in Gloucestershire, England, that same weekend of July 13th through 14th, make your way to the town of Tewkesbury for the Tewkesbury Medieval Festival, regarded as the largest free medieval gathering of its kind in Europe. For an opportunity to experience some German history and fairy tales, we head back to the U.S. and Vassar, Michigan for the Mid-Michigan Enchanted Forest, running weekends July 13th through 28th. Cedar City, Utah is our next destination, July 7th through 20th for the Utah Midsummer Renaissance Fair. The weekend of July 19th and 20th, we will satiate our longing for a bit of Robin Hood's antics as we make our way to the historic town of Sherwood, Oregon, which hosts one of the oldest U.S. medieval festivals, the Sherwood Robin Hood Festival, established in 1954. Our journey continues a wee bit north to Snohomish, Washington, and the town of 1578 Merriwick for the Washington Midsummer Renaissance Fair, running weekends July 19th through August 18th. Canada hails us again July 20th for the Fergus Medieval Fair in Fergus, Ontario, Canada, as well as July 27th through 28th for the Edson Renaissance Fair in Yellowhead County, Alberta, Canada. We travel back in time to the year 1376 and the setting of Somersetshire, England, for the Camlin St. James Fair in Carnation, Washington, the weekend of July 20th and 21st. The year 1585 and Queen Elizabeth I beckon us south to San Luis Obispo, California, for the Central Coast Renaissance Festival, the weekend of July 20th and 21st. The following two festivals are open on the weekends of July 20th through 28th. Remaining in the Northwest U.S., we could head to Silverton, Oregon for the Canterbury Renaissance Fair, where we can experience an Elizabethan village. Or we hop all the way to the East Coast in Acton, Maine, with the village of Yorkshire as the setting for the Maine Renaissance Fair. July 27th offers the free one-day-only event, the Newcastle Henry County Renaissance Festival in Newcastle, Indiana. Wishing to experience some full contact jousting? If so, the July 27th one-day-only event, the Tournament of Knights in Sheridan, Wyoming, is the place to be. We continue our globe-trotting options the weekend of July 27th and 28th with the medieval Montfort in Montfort, Netherlands, hailed as the largest medieval festival in the south of the Netherlands. We close out this installment of Coffee Talk with King Francois I as we travel back in time to the enchanted town of Thornbury for the Wren in the Glen, located in Downing, Wisconsin, open for one weekend only, July 27th and 28th. In the event I missed a Renaissance festival or two, please reach out to me through my website, which I do provide at the close of the episode, And you can also find that information in the show notes. That wraps up this segment of Coffee Talk with King Francois I. I do hope you enjoyed this brief but informative episode. To find out more about the festivals mentioned, check out their links in the show notes. Be on the lookout for the next installment of Coffee Talk with King Francois I. If you are a performer, artisan, merchant, staff, or diehard patron in or of the Renaissance Festival world and would like to be featured on Coffee Talk with King Francois I, reach out to me by way of clicking on the following link provided in the show notes: www.theodorejander.com/Coffee Talk Podcast. Would you like to receive early access to each new episode, as well as receive a behind-the-scenes glimpse into the production and creative process for the podcast? If so, join the wonderful community of listeners supporting the show and making new things possible through Patreon. Learn more at www.patreon.com/Coffee Talk with King Francois. Thank you so much for tuning into Coffee Talk with King Francois I. A bientôt, see you soon, ciao for now, and au revoir.